On one side, people from all over the world want to come and settle in Europe, especially in Western Europe. On the other side, there are such big cities in Europe which are almost on the verge of dead. In Europe, certain large cities have seen notable population declines in recent years due to factors like economic difficulties, high living costs, deindustrialization, or political instability. While these cities are still large and active in many respects, they have experienced significant outflows of residents, especially among the younger and working-age populations who are seeking better opportunities elsewhere. So in today's video, we are going to show you 10 European countries that are dead forever. But before starting the video, I want to request you, we put our best efforts to create our every single video. So please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's start. Number 10. Bilbao, Spain. Bilbao is a city in northern Spain, the largest city in the province of Biscay and in the Basque Country as a whole. It is also the largest city proper in northern Spain. Bilbao is the 10th largest city in Spain, with a population of more than 347,000 as of 2023. While Bilbao in Spain is not technically a dead city, it has experienced significant challenges in the past, particularly during the decline of its industrial sector. Bilbao was once a thriving industrial city, particularly known for its shipbuilding, steel production, and heavy industry. However, starting in the late 20th century, many of its key industries began to collapse due to globalization, the decline of traditional industries, and the shift toward a service-based economy. This caused significant economic challenges and population loss during the 1970s and 1980s, when many young people moved away in search of work. Bilbao lost about 14% of its population, mostly in the 1980s. The city's industrial base, which included steel, machine engineering, and shipyards, was already in decline. Unemployment was close to 25%. While Bilbao's population has remained relatively stable in recent years, it is not experiencing significant growth. The city's population is around 345,000, and the metropolitan area has about 875,000 inhabitants. Like many urban areas in Europe, Bilbao faces demographic challenges, such as an aging population and some outmigration to surrounding areas or abroad. It is a city that has managed to reinvent itself after a period of decline, and while some aspects of its old industrial identity have disappeared, it remains a thriving, dynamic urban center. Bilbao's transformation has made it one of Spain's most successful examples of urban renewal, and its economy is diversified, with a focus on services, tourism, and innovation. Number 9. Maribor, Slovenia. Maribor is the city of the oldest vine in the world, which has been growing in the old city center for more than 400 years and has been entered into the Guinness World Records in 2004. Maribor, Slovenia's second largest city, has faced significant challenges in recent decades, including population decline, economic stagnation, and deindustrialization. There isn't much information about a population decline graph for Maribor, Slovenia, but here's some related information about the population of Maribor. Maribor was historically an industrial hub, particularly known for its textile and metal industries, as well as the Maribor Railway Factory and the Maribor Steelworks. However, as Slovenia transitioned from a socialist economy to a market-based one after the breakup of Yugoslavia, many of these industries became less competitive, leading to job losses and factory closures. This contributed to economic stagnation and pushed many residents, especially the younger population, to leave in search of better opportunities. Maribor's population has been steadily declining, particularly since the 1990s. Many people, especially the younger, educated population, have left to find work in larger Slovenian cities like Ljubljana, or in other European countries like Austria, Germany, and the UK. Slovenia's population as a whole is aging, and this trend is particularly acute in Maribor, where fewer young people are staying to start families or build careers. The city's population decreased from about 115,000 in the 1990s to around 95,000 today. This is a significant drop, but it still makes Maribor a major urban center in Slovenia. Like many cities in Europe, Maribor faces an aging population. Fewer young people are being born, and many older residents remain in the city, which has created challenges in terms of local economy, healthcare, and public services. The decline of heavy industry was not replaced by a new, sustainable economic model. Maribor has struggled to diversify its economy effectively, and while there has been growth in sectors like tourism and services, it still faces relatively high levels of unemployment compared to other Slovenian cities. Many younger people move to Ljubljana or abroad in search of better job prospects. While Maribor faces significant challenges, such as population decline, economic stagnation, and high unemployment, it is by no means a dead city. The city is still a cultural and educational hub in Slovenia, with efforts to reinvent itself through tourism, urban renewal, and innovation. The population decline is a serious issue, but it's a problem shared by many post-industrial cities in Europe, not a sign of complete urban collapse. Maribor's experience is one of transition, from a once thriving industrial center to a modern city facing the realities of a changing economy and demographic trends. While the city has not fully recovered from its industrial decline, it has shown resilience in adapting to new realities and will likely continue to evolve in the coming years. Number 8. Belfast, Ireland. Belfast is famous for Titanic. Harland and Wolff, the chief shipbuilding firm in the city, built the luxury liner. Belfast is the city in which the world's most famous ship, Titanic, was built. The population of Belfast declined rapidly, from 443,671 in 1951 to 277,391 in 2001. This decline was due to a number of factors, including the conflict known as the Troubles, which took place in Belfast and was resolved in 1998. The most defining period in Belfast's history during the 20th century was the Troubles, a violent conflict between Unionists, mostly Protestant, who wanted Northern Ireland to remain part of the UK, and nationalists, mostly Catholic, who sought unification with the Republic of Ireland. The Troubles led to widespread violence, economic hardship, and significant loss of life. For several decades, the conflict damaged the city's reputation, and the violence deterred investment and economic development. During the conflict, parts of Belfast were severely damaged, and the social and economic fabric of the city was disrupted, causing many people to leave or move to safer areas. Like many post-industrial cities in Europe, Belfast's economy suffered a major blow after the decline of its traditional industries in the latter half of the 20th century. Shipbuilding, textile production, and heavy industry were the backbone of Belfast's economy, but as these industries collapsed in the 1970s and 1980s, thousands of jobs were lost, leading to unemployment and economic stagnation. The loss of industries like Harland and Wolff, the shipyard that built the Titanic, led to significant disinvestment in the city. As a result, many people, especially young workers, left Belfast in search of better opportunities elsewhere, often migrating to Great Britain or other parts of Ireland. By the early 2000s, the population of Belfast was still recovering, and the city faced challenges with its aging population, a common issue in many parts of the UK and Ireland. Number 7. Stuttgart, Germany. Stuttgart is known as the cradle of the automobile and is home to several famous automobile museums, including the Mercedes-Benz Museum and the Porsche Museum. However, it has faced some challenges, particularly related to high living costs, suburbanization, and the transformation of its industrial base, which has led to perceptions of slower growth or population shifts in certain areas. One of the main challenges in Stuttgart is the high cost of living. Like many major German cities, Stuttgart has faced rising housing costs, especially in the city center. This has led to some residents being priced out, particularly younger people and families looking for more affordable living options. As a result, many have moved to surrounding towns and suburbs, contributing to the suburbanization trend. While Stuttgart is growing overall, there has been a shift in where people live. Some areas within the city have seen population stagnation or modest decline, while suburban areas have grown, as residents seek more affordable housing outside the city. This is a trend seen in many major urban centers globally. Like many European cities, Stuttgart has an aging population. Although it has a relatively young workforce compared to some other German cities, the overall population is aging, with fewer births and an increase in elderly residents. This poses challenges in terms of long-term demographic balance, as the workforce shrinks and the number of retirees increases. Number 6. Turin, Italy. Turin is famous for icons like the Shroud of Turin, the Gianduia, the automobile brand Fiat, and the association football club Juventus, which competes with its rival Torino in the Derby della Mole, the city's derby. While it may seem that Turin is facing significant challenges, particularly with population decline and economic difficulties, it would not be accurate to describe the city as a dead city. Turin has certainly experienced tough times over the past few decades, but it has also undergone significant changes and efforts to revitalize itself. The city's situation is complex, and labeling it as dead overlooks the ongoing transformation and resilience it has shown. Turin was once the heart of Italy's automotive industry, home to Fiat and other key manufacturers. Fiat's headquarters were based in the city, and Turin's economy was deeply linked to the automotive industry for decades. However, over the years, the decline of traditional manufacturing, downsizing at Fiat, and the broader trend of deindustrialization in Italy and Europe led to economic stagnation in Turin. The city struggled as jobs in manufacturing, particularly in the automotive sector, disappeared or moved abroad. This shift left a gap in Turin's economy, and although the city has attempted to diversify into areas like technology, design, and innovation, the transition has been challenging. Turin has seen a declining population in recent decades. The city's population peaked in the 1970s at over 1.1 million and has since fallen to around 870,000 today, with the metropolitan area having approximately 1.7 million people. Like many former industrial cities in Europe, Turin has seen an outflow of people, particularly young people, seeking better job opportunities in other Italian cities like Milan or abroad. This trend has contributed to the city's population stagnation or decline. Additionally, like many Western European cities, Turin also faces the issue of an aging population, which has further contributed to a demographic decline. Number 5. Brussels, Belgium. Brussels is famous worldwide for its gastronomy, particularly for Belgian waffles, Belgian chocolate, and French fries, which, despite the name, are actually believed to have originated in Belgium. The city also lends its name to Brussels sprouts. Brussels has one of the highest levels of economic inequality in Europe. While the city is prosperous overall, there are stark differences between wealthier areas and poorer neighborhoods. The poverty rate in Brussels is higher than in other major Belgian cities like Antwerp or Ghent, and social divisions remain a major challenge. This inequality can create a sense of decay in certain areas. Brussels is a sprawling city, and like many European capitals, it has faced challenges in terms of urban planning and development. Housing affordability is a significant problem, with many residents struggling to find affordable housing in the city center. Some suburbs have become marginalized or seen a decline in infrastructure and services. Brussels faces severe traffic congestion, particularly during rush hours. The city's road network is often gridlocked, and public transportation, although extensive, can be overcrowded at times. This can lead to a perception that the city is inefficient or struggling with urban management. Belgium's complex political system, with multiple regional governments like Flemish, French, and German-speaking, often leads to political fragmentation and slow decision-making. This can create a sense of stagnation or lack of coordination in city governance. Number 4. Pripyat, Ukraine. Pripyat is known for being a ghost city and a museum of the late Soviet era. It was abandoned in 1986 after the Chernobyl disaster, the worst nuclear reactor accident in history. Pripyat was a thriving, modern Soviet city founded in 1970 to house the workers of the nearby Chernobyl nuclear power plant and their families. At the time of the disaster, Pripyat had a population of around 49,000 people. On April 26, 1986, the Chernobyl nuclear disaster occurred, causing a catastrophic explosion in Reactor 4 at the Chernobyl power plant. The explosion released large amounts of radioactive material into the atmosphere, resulting in a radioactive cloud that spread across Europe. As a result of the disaster and the contamination, the entire population of Pripyat was evacuated on April 27, 1986, just 36 hours after the explosion. Residents were told they would return soon, but they never did. The evacuation was sudden, and people left with little more than the clothes on their backs. This makes Pripyat one of the most well-known ghost towns in the world. Pripyat remains uninhabited to this day, and any long-term human habitation is unlikely due to the dangerous levels of radiation that persist in the area, particularly near the power plant and in certain parts of the town. Since its abandonment, Pripyat has been left to decay. Buildings are crumbling, and nature has started to reclaim the city. Trees, plants, and animals have gradually taken over the abandoned streets, and many structures, such as the famous Pripyat Ferris wheel, have become symbols of the ghost town. Although the city is largely in a state of deterioration, some structures, including the Chernobyl nuclear power plant and the Pripyat hospital, remain standing, but many of the buildings have been looted or damaged over time. Despite the dangers, Pripyat has become a site for controlled tourism. The Chernobyl exclusion zone is now a tourist attraction where visitors can take guided tours to explore the abandoned city, view the ruins, and learn about the Chernobyl disaster. These tours are heavily regulated to ensure visitors' safety from radiation, but many tourists come to Pripyat for its haunting, eerie atmosphere and to witness a place frozen in time since 1986. Pripyat's population decline doesn't follow the normal patterns seen in cities facing economic difficulties or migration. Instead, the city was completely abandoned overnight due to a nuclear disaster. Since then, no one has returned, and no one is expected to. Number 3. Kharkiv, Ukraine. Kharkiv is a major cultural, scientific, educational, transport, and industrial center of Ukraine, with numerous museums, theaters, and libraries, including the Annunciation and Dormition cathedrals, the Dzprom building in Freedom Square, and the National University of Kharkiv. This very beautiful city has suffered the most damage in recent times due to the Russia-Ukraine war. It is not entirely accurate to describe Kharkiv, Ukraine, as a dead city, although the city has faced significant challenges due to the war with Russia, particularly after Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. The situation in Kharkiv is complex and has been affected by the ongoing conflict, but calling it a dead city overlooks its resilience and the ongoing recovery and life in parts of the city. Kharkiv, Ukraine's second-largest city after Kiev, has suffered significant damage during the ongoing conflict with Russia. During the early stages of the war in 2022, Kharkiv was heavily targeted by Russian forces, and many areas of the city were damaged or destroyed. Residential buildings, schools, hospitals, and infrastructure have all suffered. As a result of the violence, many people fled the city at the height of the conflict, leading to a population decline in the immediate aftermath of the invasion. According to estimates from before the war, Kharkiv had a population of around 1.4 million. In 2022, this number likely decreased, but precise figures are hard to come by because of the rapidly changing situation and the displacement of people. However, Kharkiv is not completely depopulated. Despite the hardships, many people have remained in the city, and there are ongoing efforts to rebuild and restore areas that were affected by the fighting. Some residents are returning as the situation stabilizes in certain parts of the city. Number 2. Naples, Italy. Naples is famous for its pizza and gastronomy. It is famous for its landscapes and nature, for lying at the foot of Vesuvius, an active volcano, but its geographical location makes it an ideal point for exploring both the Sorrento coast and the Gulf Islands. Naples has indeed seen some population decline over the past several decades, but it is far from being a dead city. As of the most recent data, Naples has a population of about 920,000 people in the city proper, and the larger metropolitan area is home to over 3 million people. While it has lost residents compared to its peak in the mid-20th century, this decline is not catastrophic. The population of Naples and the surrounding region has been shrinking primarily due to low birth rates and migration, with many young people leaving for better job prospects in northern Italy or abroad, especially during economic downturns. However, this is a trend seen in many older European cities, not just Naples. Naples faces economic challenges, with high levels of unemployment, especially among young people. The city has struggled to modernize its economy in some sectors, and some areas face poverty and lack of investment. However, Naples is still an important economic center in the south of Italy, with key industries like tourism, shipping, agriculture, and manufacturing. The port of Naples is one of the busiest in Italy and Europe, making the city a vital hub for trade and commerce. One of the most significant factors contributing to the population decline in Naples is the outmigration of young people. Due to the economic disparity between the south and the more prosperous northern regions of Italy, many young adults leave to find better job opportunities in cities like Milan, Turin, and Rome, or abroad. This outflow of talent is a challenge for Naples, as it impacts the city's workforce and economic growth. However, the city is making efforts to reverse this trend by investing in technology, startups, and entrepreneurship, with the aim of attracting young professionals back to the area. It's important to note that Naples is not unique in experiencing population decline or migration. Many cities in southern Europe face similar challenges, especially in terms of economic development and youth migration. Naples is part of a larger trend in Italy where the north-south divide remains a significant issue. That said, Naples is also in a better position than many other cities in southern Italy due to its status as a historical and cultural capital, its strategic location near Rome, and its importance as a key port city in the Mediterranean. Number 1. Marseille, France. Marseille, France is known for its unique culture, cuisine, and many attractions. The population of Marseille, France has generally decreased since 1968, with a few exceptions. The population of Marseille has fluctuated but generally decreased since 1968, with 16,000 fewer people in 2021 than in 1968. The population was highest in 1975 and lowest in 1999. The city of Marseille's share of the metropolitan area's population has decreased over the past 50 years, from 65% in 1968 to 46% in 2010. While there have been fluctuations in population growth, these trends are part of broader demographic shifts in many European cities. Marseille's population has not been in sharp decline, unlike what might be seen in cities suffering from severe economic collapse or depopulation. In fact, Marseille is a growing urban center compared to many other French cities, especially in the context of southern France. Marseille has historically faced economic struggles related to industrial decline, particularly after the reduction of port and shipping activities, and issues stemming from high unemployment in certain neighborhoods. Like many large cities, Marseille has areas with significant social challenges, including poverty, unemployment, and crime. Some neighborhoods in the city struggle with high rates of poverty and have faced issues related to gang violence and the drug trade. However, Marseille is not alone in these challenges. Many large cities across Europe face similar issues, particularly those in post-industrial regions. It's worth noting that much of the violence and crime is concentrated in specific neighborhoods, and the city is actively working to address these issues through urban renewal, youth programs, and increased police presence. Marseille's local government has been very active in addressing the city's challenges. In recent years, political efforts have focused on social inclusion, sustainable development, and economic diversification. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.